Our topic for today is about time Deixis. This is prepared by Andrada GM and Amora Rondi. Time deixis or temporal deixis is concerned with expressions that are used to point out time. There are two distinct ways of representing the passage of time. The first one is that time as constant, meaning it does not change, and the world as moving through time from past to the future. The second one is the world as stable and time as flowing through the world and from future to past and to the coming years. The basis for system or reckoning and measuring time in most language seem to be natural and permanent cycles of day and night, lunar months, season, and years. Well, that's according to Levinson. According to Grandi, time deixis is a tense system. The basic type of time deixis in English is in the choice of verb tense, which is according to Yo. Now, here comes calendrical and non-calendrical measurements of time. If we say calendrical, time measured periods is a fixed length sequence of naturally given units, for example, September, Sunday, and more. While non-calendrical means that time measured periods are used only as units of measure relative to some fixed points of interest, for example, afternoon, morning, etc. Coding time and receiving time. Coding time is the moment of utterance, while receiving time is the moment of reception. Under normal circumstances, assuming the default didactic center, RT can be taken to be identical to CT. In this case, we have what Lyons called didactic simultaneity. CT is equal to RT.
Deictic simultaneity is when an utterance is in the center or what we call the deictic center. The speaker has to decide whether it remains on the speaker or will be shifted to the addressee, according to Levinson, 1983. For example, when a person feels cold, he could say, "It's so cold," to himself or to the others. So this is CT equals RT or the deictic simultaneity. Deictic adverbs of time refers to words or phrases like now, then, next week, last year, and etc. It describes when or what time a certain event occurs. Now and then are pure noun deictics, which are called temporal demonstratives, or the only adverbs that demonstrates time, according to Keenan, 1985. Proximal and distal talk about the communication distance from its current time. So, now is a proximal term or the present time example. In the sentence, "I live here now," means the person is currently living in that particular place. Then, on the other hand, is a distal expression which indicates the distance to the time a person is saying it from the event in the past and also in the future. For example, in the sentence, "I lived there then," this means that the person no longer lives in that particular place anymore when he or she said it. Time deixis can also be described through tenses. Tenses can be distinguished according to the following. First is metalinguistic tense, or the M tense. This pertains to the theoretical category of tense. From the word meta, means beyond linguistic norms, or in other words, a person's ability to distinguish or the innate understanding of a person if it is in the past, present, or future time. Linguistic tense or the L tense is the linguistic realization of M tense, or the actual linguistic categorization of tenses. Journal spans means the measurement or the exact order of a time. Today can be glossed as the journal span including CT or the present time. Tomorrow is the journal span following today, and lastly, yesterday is the journal span preceding today or before today. Time deixis can also be found in Cebuano, our very own language. One example of deictic adverb of time in Cebuano is the word puhon, which is a commonly used word in the sad language. Puhon means soon or hopefully. This word falls to the future tense or in the distal expression. For example, the sentence magkita rata puhon or we will see each other soon refers to a probability in the future. So that's all for our report about time deixis. But before we end our presentation, here is the list of our references. Lyons John, 1977, Deixis, Space and Time in Semantics, Volume 2, pages 636 to 724. Cambridge University Press. Next is Levinson Stephen C. 2006, Deixis in Lawrence R. Horn, Gregory L. War Educations, The Handbook of Pragmatics, pages 978 to 120, Blackwell Publishing. Yule George, 1996, Pragmatics, Oxford University Press. Fillmore Charles J., 1971. Burner B.J. 2013, Introduction to Pragmatics, Maldern, M.A., Wiley, Blackwell. That's all for time deixis. Thank you so much for listening.